Have you ever felt completely alone, even when you're surrounded by people? You're talking, you're smiling, you're part of the moment, but something inside you feels distant, like no one is really seeing you. Most people think loneliness means being physically alone, but that's not what loneliness really is. Loneliness is the feeling of being unseen, unheard, unknown. That's why you can feel it sitting with your family. Everyone is talking, laughing, sharing stories, and you're right there with them, but somehow you feel separate, like you're present but not included in a way that truly matters. You can feel it lying next to someone you love, close enough to touch, close enough to hear their breathing, but emotionally, it feels like there's a distance you can't explain. And that feeling can be confusing, because on the outside, everything looks normal, but on the inside, something feels missing. Now here's something important. Loneliness is not a weakness. It's not a personality flaw, and it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Loneliness is a biological signal, just like hunger or thirst. When you're hungry, your body is asking for food. When you're thirsty, your body is asking for water. And when you feel lonely, your mind is asking for connection. It's telling you that something essential, something deeply human is missing. And just like hunger, if you ignore it long enough, it doesn't go away. It gets stronger. It starts affecting you in ways you might not even notice at first. Your sleep feels off. Your energy feels low. Your thoughts become heavier. Research shows that chronic loneliness can impact your body as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Not just emotionally, but physically. It affects your immune system. It affects your heart. It affects the way your body handles stress. So taking loneliness seriously is not self-pity, it's self-care. But here's where it gets more complex. Why do we feel the most lonely when we're around other people? One reason is something very simple. Most conversations never go beyond the surface. Think about it. How are you? I'm fine. Just busy. Same as always. We say these things every day. And most of the time, we don't even mean them. They're safe. They're easy. They don't require us to reveal anything real. But when every interaction stays at that level, your deeper self never gets a chance to exist in that space. And a part of you quietly waits. It waits to be seen. It waits to be understood. And when that doesn't happen, the feeling of loneliness grows. Another reason is something even more subtle. We start performing. We adjust ourselves depending on who we're around. You laugh even when you don't feel like laughing. You agree even when you actually don't. You hold back your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, just to fit in, just to be accepted. And slowly, without realizing it, a gap begins to form. A gap between who you really are and who you show to the world. You're physically present, but emotionally, you're not fully there. And that gap is where loneliness lives. But there's an even deeper layer to this. Sometimes we're hiding. Not because we don't want connection, but because we're afraid of what might happen if we're truly known. What if they see your flaws? What if they see your fears? What if they see the parts you try to hide? And then they leave. So we protect ourselves. We stay careful. We stay controlled. We stay slightly hidden. The same armor that protects you from rejection is the one that keeps real connection out. Now, not all loneliness is the same. Sometimes it's missing one deep connection. Sometimes it's having no real circle. And sometimes it's feeling like you don't belong anywhere. Take a moment. Which one feels closest to you? Loneliness is not asking you to collect more people. It's asking you to go deeper. One honest conversation is worth 100 surface ones. One person who knows your real story is worth more than 100 who know your highlights. The opposite of loneliness is not being surrounded by people. It's being understood. And that begins with honesty. Start small, with one person. Share a little more than you usually would. And let connection build slowly. Loneliness is not a life sentence. It's a signal. A quiet reminder that you want something real. Maybe loneliness was never about being alone, but about waiting to be truly seen. If you've felt this, you're not the only one. Tell me in the comments, when was the last time you felt this way? And if this resonated with you, stay with me. Take care of yourself. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe Info Psychology Facts. Thanks for watching.